So this week's pro bike, probably the most special bike to me that I'll ever own. This is my GT Fury, which I won the World Cup downhill in Val di Sole in 2010. Okay, so let's start with the frame. Well, this frame was pretty special. It's a full carbon fibre frame. It's actually the first full carbon fibre frame to win a World Cup downhill. There's a couple of little features that we altered on it. As you can see, the colour was specific for the team that year in the Dayglow yellow. So as far as chassis changes, we had offset hardware in both ends of the shock. This would give me about a degree slacker head angle and also slightly lower the bottom bracket. Moving up to the head tube, we had K9 offset cups that were also giving us 2 degrees slacker head angle as well. Val di Sole is probably the most demanding track on the World Cup circuit, even still today, and it was very steep. So I was trying to get my weight back off the bike so I could sort of keep the front high through the rough sections. So let's start up here at the controls. Handlebars that year were aluminium and provided by Fun. They're 750mm wide and matched to a 50mm Fun stem. It does look quite overbuilt, I must admit, looking at it today. Grips, we had ODI lock-ons in black, everybody's sort of favourite grip. They were really popular and still are really popular now. Brakes, I had 2 options that year. There was EXO, which were just a single piston, and then the quad piston, which was the Code. I went for the EXOs. I liked the less power on the brakes and matched these with 200mm rotors. One sort of small fine detail about this is I have a 5mm spacer under my stem. This is made by Bergtech, lifted the handlebars up a little bit and allowed me to get my weight slightly more off the back and took the pressure off my arms on the Val di Sole track, which was long and notoriously rough. So moving to the fork, it's a RockShox Boxer World Cup. Actually looks very similar to what you see today. Sort of adjustments that I had on this fork were beginning and ending stroke rebound, which was down here, high speed and low speed compression, which was up here, and then on this side is the air spring adjustment as you would with a normal shock pump. And also there was like a bottom out dampener where I could wind it in and make the fork ramp up towards the end of the travel. This is an 8-inch fork, very similar to what you guys run today. So let's move back to the rear shock. As you can see, it's a coil shock. This is a RockShox Vivid. It has a 300-pound titanium spring. The adjustments on it are rebound here with this red dial, high speed compression here on the blue dial, and a secret little one that goes up in here, adjusted with an Allen key, is ending stroke rebound. Now this was to adjust when the shock went very deep. It would control that last bit and stop the bike kicking and sending me over the handlebars. So let's have a look at the drivetrain. Let's start with the cranks. These are Trivative Husqvarna cranks, aluminium cranks, 165mm, quite short. I like to spin a high cadence. Drivetrain, it's a full SRAM package, SRAM chain, 1126 road cassette, and of course EXO 9-speed derailleur with the little carbon cage for the jockey wheels down there, which is quite a nice touch back then. Up front we have a 36 tooth chainring, quite small, trying to get a little bit more clearance because quite a lot of nasty obstacles on the Val di Sole track. Keeping the chain on, that was taken care of by an E13 LG1. Pedals, these are the Crank Brothers mallet pedals. They look really cool in that stealthy black with the little bronze gold springs. Moving up to the seat and seat post, it is an SDG I-beam post. It's an aluminium one matched to the SDG I-Fly I-beam saddle. One nice little touch is this seat clamp that was provided by hope. One little detail about these wheels, when you race World Cups, most riders have a set of wheels that are brand new and just purely for the race run. These were no different. This was a brand new set for finals. The rear wheel actually took quite a bit of punishment that run, and you can see the little dent here in the rim and flat spot is still there with the scars from that race run. Final little bits and pieces that you might miss on this bike if you don't spend some time looking at it is that GT sort of graphics within the carbon here, sort of tribute to the 1974 when GT was established. There's a really nice GT Wings logo that's sort of embellished inside the swing arm in here that looks really cool. Sort of a series of tie bolts all over the bike and components to save a little bit of weight. And finally, it's got my nickname Slugger here on the frame, so they know it's my bike. Okay, so that's it for my 2010 GT Fury. If you do have any questions about my bike or that day at Val di Sole, please leave them in the comments down below. For more videos here on GMBN, you can click up here and that'll get you through to all of our pro bikes. There's some really cool ones in there for you to check out. And if you click down here, that'll get you through to our mechanical playlist. And as always, click on my bright green bike to subscribe to GMBN.